All right, let's talk about the world of health and safety in 2026. If you're in this field, you know we're on a completely new frontier. You see, artificial intelligence, well, it's not just a buzzword anymore, is it? It's a real tool, right now, in our factories, on our construction sites. It's in the very systems we count on to keep our people safe. So our job, our new responsibility, is to make sure this powerful technology is doing what it's supposed to do, protecting our people. Today, we're going to build your essential guide for doing just that.
And really, this is the heart of the matter. AI can spot a hazard a human eye might miss. It can predict an incident before it even happens. That's incredible. But with that kind of power comes a huge ethical responsibility. We have to understand exactly what that means for keeping workers safe, but without throwing their rights and their trust out the window. So let's get into it.
Here's our game plan. First, we'll get on the same page about what ethical AI actually looks like in a safety context. Then, we're going to dive into the new kind of invisible hazards it can create. After that, we'll walk through the key regulations you need to have on your radar, and I'll give you a practical toolkit you can actually use. And finally, we'll look at what a truly human-centered future for safety should look like.
Okay, so first things first. We throw this term ethical AI around a lot, but what does it actually mean when you're the one on the job site and you're responsible for your crew's well-being?
You know, at its core, it's really all about balance. Think of it as our moral compass. It's how we make sure that while an AI system is protecting workers from physical harm, it's also respecting them as people. You know, their privacy, their right to be treated fairly. It's about using AI as a tool to make us better at our jobs, not to replace our own judgment and our humanity.
And we've got to talk about this now because, well, the train has left the station. By 2026, AI is not an experiment anymore. We're talking about predictive analytics that can tell you when a piece of machinery in a plant is about to fail, or wearables that monitor lone workers in real time. These are now critical, standard parts of our safety toolkit. The time for treating this like a side project is over. We have to get the ethics right now.
So if AI is just another tool in our toolkit, we have to treat its risks like any other. Every single one of us is trained to spot physical hazards, a frayed wire, a missing guardrail, you name it. But now we've got to get just as good at spotting a whole new category of risk, the ethical hazards of our digital workplace. Think of these as the unseen risks that can cause just as much harm.
We can really break these new hazards down into 5 core areas. First, you've got privacy and the real danger of over-surveillance. Second, the hidden trap of bias and how it affects fairness. Third, this subtle but serious issue of over-reliance and how it can dull our own skills. Fourth, the huge question of accountability and liability. And finally, the very real psychosocial impacts this has on our people.
Let's start with surveillance. Picture this: AI-powered CCTV in a warehouse. It's not just watching for a slip or trip, it's also tracking how fast people are working, down to the second. This leads to what we're now calling algorithmic management. It's where your workers feel like they're being judged, not by a supervisor they trust, but by some invisible, unforgiving algorithm. That creates massive techno-stress, and it just completely destroys the trust that you need for a good safety culture.
Now, let's talk about bias, because this isn't some theoretical problem. It has real-world financial consequences. This number right here, $365,000. That was the size of a landmark settlement where a company's AI hiring tool was found to be automatically discriminating against older but perfectly qualified applicants. So this proves a huge point. Bias isn't just unethical, it's illegal, and it is very, very expensive.
So here's the bottom line. Biased data will always create biased outcomes. It's garbage in, garbage out. If your AI model is trained on old incident data that, for whatever reason, underreports injuries among, say, female workers, the AI is going to learn that they're safer. It'll then wrongly flag other groups for more scrutiny. See, the algorithm isn't evil, it's just a powerful mirror, reflecting and amplifying the human biases that we feed into.
This is a question we all need to be asking. Let's say we have a great AI system on a construction site that flags anytime someone walks into a restricted zone without a hard hat. Fantastic. But what happens if that system has a glitch or goes offline? Do our supervisors still have that ingrained habit of constantly scanning for PPE, or have their own critical skills started to fade? Over-reliance is a huge danger because it can weaken the very human judgment that's supposed to be our last line of defense.
And that leads us right to accountability. Let's be perfectly clear on this. If an AI system misses a critical hazard and someone gets hurt, the algorithm isn't the one that's going to have to answer for it. You are. The safety professional, the site manager, the company. We are still legally and ethically on the hook. And that right there is exactly why having clear rules and human oversight is absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, So given all these pretty serious risks, from bias to broken trust, it's probably no surprise that regulators have stepped in. We can't just rely on everyone's good intentions. So let's quickly cover the essential rules of the road that every single one of us has to navigate in 2026.
You know, when you look at what's happening globally, there's a really consistent theme. In the UK, the HSE is basically saying you have to risk assess your AI just like any other new process under the Health and Safety at Work Act. The EU AIIact, which is now in full swing, goes a step further. It labels a lot of HSE systems as high risk and demands strict human oversight. And then you have global bodies like the ILO pushing this human in command principle. See the pattern? The message is the same everywhere. AI is here to support human decisions, not replace them.
All right, so we know the risks, we know the rules, but how do we actually put this stuff into practice? This next part is your ethical AI toolkit. 4 practical, actionable steps you can take back to your organization tomorrow. Here are your 4 key actions. Number 1, conduct an AI-specific risk assessment. Don't just lump it into your general one. Really dig into the unique ethical hazards we just talked about. Number 2, involve your workforce from day one. They are the experts on the job. 3, demand transparency from your vendors and regularly audit your systems for bias. You have a right to know how these things work. And 4, most importantly, prioritize human oversight. Never, ever let a critical safety decision be made without a human in the loop.
Honestly, the best way to think about this is to treat AI deployment just like any other big change at work, right? You'd never roll out a new piece of heavy machinery without a ton of consultation, training, and communication. It's the same thing here. Explain why you're using the technology, train people on its limits, and give them clear ways to provide feedback. That is how you build trust.
Okay, let's bring all this together and talk about the future we actually want to build. A future that's truly human-centered, that puts our people first, even in this new age of AI. If you walk away with nothing else today, please remember these 3 things. 1. Transparency is completely non-negotiable. If you can't explain how an AI made a decision, you can't defend it. Simple as that. 2. Fairness doesn't just happen by accident. You have to actively design it into your systems and then check on it, constantly. And 3, humans must always, always remain in command of critical safety decisions.
So the final message here is one of what I'd call balanced optimism. We absolutely should embrace this technology. AI really does have the potential to save lives in ways we've never seen before. But we have to do it responsibly. We have to make sure that this progress never, ever comes at the cost of the rights, the dignity, and the trust of our workers.
Look, if tackling complex topics like AI ethics is part of your job, and this guide has helped clear things up a bit, I'd really encourage you to subscribe to the iTeachSafety YouTube channel. We're always sharing modern safety insights and practical guides just like this one.
I'll leave you with one last question to take back to your team. Look at the AI systems you already have, or the ones you're thinking about bringing in, and ask yourselves this, honestly. Is your AI a tool for safety, or is it becoming a new, unseen hazard? The answer to that question is entirely up to us. Thank you for your time.